This should be the very last page in your packet, your old packet, not your new one. It's your study guide for the Unit 2 test. We're going to go over some of these problems together. So the first thing we're going to do is these multi-step equations. Our first step is to distribute. I'm going to put a 1 right there to help me out. So negative 5 times x is negative 5x plus 10. Negative 1 times x is minus 1x minus 2 equals 50. Before I can move anything to the other side of the equation, I need to combine my like terms. Negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6x. 10 minus 2 is plus 8 equals 50. Now I can start moving stuff. I have to start with that 8 because he's by himself. Minus 8. Negative 6x equals 42. Divide by 6. X equals negative 7. All right, let's look at number 2. I do the same thing. I start with the distributing. I bring that 8 down. Negative or minus 3k minus 6 equals 2 minus 3k. Before I move anything, I have to combine my like terms. 8 minus 6. 2 minus 3k equals 2 minus 3k. Now I want to put my variables together, so I'm going to bring this 3k from the right. I'm going to bring it over to the left. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0, so I'm left with 2 equals 2. When you get a perfect answer of 2 equals 2, 16 equals 16, negative 4 equals negative 4, whatever it is, the answer is infinitely many solutions. All right, number 3, I'm going to add a little 1 right here. I've got to distribute on both sides. I bring my 3w down, minus 7w minus 12 equals 2w minus 6. Now I need to combine my like terms on that left side. 3 minus 7 is negative 4w minus 12 equals 2w minus 6. Now I have variables on both sides and I have numbers on both sides. I like to move my variables to the left now, so I'm going to move this 2w. I get negative 6w minus 12 equals negative 6. Now I got to move this 12 to get that w by himself. Negative 6w equals 6. Divide by negative 6. W equals negative 1. Let's look at 4. Distribute. Negative 7a plus 21 equals 11 minus 7a. Let's move our variables together. I'm going to add the 7a right here. Negative 7a plus 7a makes 0. I'm left with 21 equals 11. 21 does not equal 11. That is not true. So that means there are no solutions for that equation. We are not going to do number 5 and number 6. You're welcome to do those on your own. On number 7, we've got to cross multiply. That's when I connect these guys and these guys to form an equation. So the 2, he cross multiplies with the x plus 8. I put my equal sign, and the 9 cross multiplies with the 4. Once you get that set up, you guys are golden because I know you know how to do this. 2x plus 16 equals 36. Subtract your 16. 2x equals 20. Divide by 2, x equals 10. Final answer. We do the same thing here. The 6, top 6 connects with the a minus 3. Put an equal sign. This 3 connects with the a minus 6. Distribute, distribute. 6a minus 18 equals 3a minus 18. I like to get my variables together. That gives me 3a minus 18 equals negative 18. Move my 18. 3a equals 0. Hold the phone. So will this be no solution because I have a 0? It won't, because you still have this a. The a didn't go away. In our other one, the a subtracted from itself and it went away. But this one, it still stays, so a equals 0. 0 is a perfectly legit answer. Good news for you, I'm not doing 9, I'm not doing 10. Turn the page for me. Okay, now we're going to work a couple absolute value equations. So since there's nothing on this, nothing on this side, nothing on that side, I can go ahead and separate this into two problems. X plus 1 equals 6. X plus 1 equals negative 6. X equals 5. X equals negative 7. Remember, we put it in our squigglies, 5, negative 7. All right, let's do the next one. There's nothing outside it, so that means I can go ahead and break it into two problems. 6c minus 18 equals 30. 6c minus 18 equals negative 30. I'm going to add my 18. 6c equals 48. Divide by 6. C on this one equals 8. Let's do the same thing over here. Negative 30 plus 8 is a negative 12. 6c equals negative 12. Divide by 6. C equals negative 2. So the solution for this one is 8 and negative 2 in your squiggles. Let's do 13 now. So I got this negative 4. He's on the outside right here. So before I can break this into two problems, I have to divide by negative 4. Now I have 2w plus 6 equals 8. Now I've got nothing on either side of my absolute value, and so I can break it into two problems. 2w plus 6 equals 8. 2w minus 6, plus 6 equals negative 8. I'm going to subtract 6. 2w equals 2. So on this side, w equals 1. Subtract 6 over here. 2w equals negative 14. W equals negative 7 on this side. So the answer for 13 is w equals squiggle 1, negative 7. Let's do 14. I've got two things that have to go away before I can break this into two problems, the 5 and the minus 9. Just like when we do equations, we start to move the like terms together, which would mean I've got to add 9. 5, absolute value of 4x minus 4 equals 40. Now I've got to get rid of this 5. I'm going to divide it. The absolute value of 4x minus 4 equals 8. Now, I've got nothing left on either side of my absolute value, so it is time to move stuff, break it into two problems. So 4x minus 4 equals 8. 4x minus 4 equals negative 8. Add 4. 4x equals 12. So x equals 3 on this side. Add 4. 4x equals negative 4. X equals negative 1. So your answer, x equals negative 1 and 3. All right. Number 15 through 18 are problems that are mostly just letters, but that's okay. So the first one says solve for t. So I've highlighted the t. Well, what's going on between the p and the r and the t? It's multiplication. So all I do is divide. So my answer is I over PR equals t. That's it. Done. All right, this next one I'm going to have a few more steps, but I'm solving for y. So I've highlighted the y. That means the AX, I need to move that first. So we're going to subtract it because that's how we move something that's being added. I have to write this down exactly how I see it. BY equals C minus AX. I'm trying to get the y alone, so I'm going to divide the b. Now I have y equals C minus AX divided by b. And I am done. Let's look at 17. It's got that 4/3 in it. We're solving for p. We don't like fractions. So let's multiply this side by 3 over 4. That'll make that go away. R times 3 over 4 is 3 over 4R equals, since I got rid of that, I can just write P minus Q. Well, I'm trying to get the P alone, so I add Q. So my answer is 3 over 4R plus Q equals P. Wow. And I'm done with that one. All right, this time I'm solving for n. So I'm going to do very similar what I did. I'm going to move my m first. 2n squared equals 7m minus m, 1m. Well, these are both m's, so I can put them together. So 2n squared equals 6m. I did 7 minus 1. Now I divide by 2. N squared equals 3m. Okay, and does anybody remember how we get rid of the squared? We square root it. So n equals the square root of 3m, and that answer is uglier than the problem we started with. All right, we're going to work out number 19 and then graph it. First, I have to distribute on both sides. 2x plus 6 greater than or equal to 4x minus 4. I'm going to bring my 4's over together. Negative 2x plus 6 less than or equal to negative 4. Now I'm going to subtract 6. So I get negative 2x greater than or equal to negative 10. Okay, I just divided by a negative. When I divide by a negative, I have to flip my sign. X is less than or equal to 5. So I'm going to graph this now. Put a solid dot on 5. It goes towards the left. When I write my interval notation, I write how I read. The first thing I come to when I'm reading is negative infinity. So I put a parenthesis, negative infinity. The second thing I come to is the 5. It's a solid dot, so it gets a bracket. I'm going to save some time. I know that you know how to work these out, so we're just going to graph them and practice interval notation. So x is greater than negative 7. Open circle on negative 7. Greater thans go this way. Interval notation for that would be parenthesis because it's an open circle, negative 7 to infinity. If it helps you, on the top of your paper, do a closed circle, brackets, less than equal to, greater than equal to, open circle, parentheses, less than, greater than. All right. The good news is this is the last page, and we are not going to do the very back page. The bad news is there is no bad news. Let's do it. All right. So I went ahead and worked this out. We're just going to graph it. So this will be an open circle on 1. If you want to work them out to practice to make sure you get the same answer I got, that would be great. Interval notation, if I'm reading, I come to the 1 first, then the infinity. This one, solid circle on negative 3, goes to the left. So when I'm reading, I come up to negative infinity first, negative 3, it ends with a bracket. All right, this one is an or, so this means my arrows are going to go opposite directions. So the first problem gave me x is less than negative 4, open circle, at the negative 4 in that way, or 2, open circle, that way. Interval notation, if I were reading, I would come to that negative infinity first. The next thing I come to when I'm reading is the negative 4. Parenthesis, I write the word or. If you keep reading, the next thing you would come to is the 2, and then it ends in infinity. All right, this is another or. And there it is worked out for you. I know that you guys know how to work them out. X is greater than 8. So open circle, that way on the 8. Closed circle on the 3, and it's going that way. If I'm reading, I come to negative infinity, 3, bracket, or, parenthesis, 8, infinity, parenthesis. Okay, this is an and because it is all shoved together. So the first thing I have to do is break it into 2 problems. Negative 31 less than 9x plus 5. That's my first problem. My second problem will be 5x plus 5 less than 32. If I work both of these out, I end up with negative 4 is less than x, and I end up with x is less than 3. If I push those back together, right here, I would get negative 4 less than x less than 3. So now I need to graph them. They're going to be ands, so they're going to go together. So if I want to, I can flip all of this over so it's easier to graph. So my negative 4 is an open circle going that way. My 3 is an open circle going that way. They meet in the middle. Interval notation is easy for this. Parenthesis, negative 4, 3, close the parenthesis. All right, same thing, we got to split this guy into 2 problems. The first one is negative 24 less than or equal to 2x minus 10. The second problem They share that middle. It's the 2x minus 10 is less than negative 6. So if you worked the one on the left out, you would get negative 7 less than or equal to x. Over here, you would get x less than 2. If I shove them together, I get negative 7 less than or equal to x less than 2. If I'm graphing it, I like to flip this one all the way around so I can graph it easier. Negative 7, closed circle. 2 has an open circle, and they're an and, so they're going to go together. Bracket, negative 7, 2, parenthesis. All right, at the top here, I want you to write greater than, equal to, greater than, or less than, equal to, less than, and. So this one is going to be an or. There's nothing outside my absolute values, so I'm just going to make it 2 problems. Oops. So when I do that, I get 2x plus 8 is greater than or equal to 6. 2x plus 8 is less than or equal to negative 6. Remember, you flip the sign and make it negative. So I'm going to subtract 8. 2x greater than or equal to negative 2. So x is greater than or equal to negative 1 on that side. 2x less than or equal to negative 14. So on this side, I have x less than or equal to negative 7. Okay, we know it's going to be an or. So solid circle on negative 1. Going that way. Solid circle on negative 7, going that way. Interval notation, negative infinity, negative 7, bracket, or bracket, negative 1, infinity, parenthesis. All right, last one that we're going to do. This is ready to be broken into 2 problems. It's going to be an and. 7x plus 7 less than 35, 7x plus 7 greater than negative 35. If I work these out, I get x less than 4, x greater than negative 6. Okay, let's graph these. They're going to go together because there's an and. Open circle on the 4. Closed circle on the negative 6. Bracket, negative 6, 4, parenthesis. All right. This is your test. This is what your test will be like. Good luck tomorrow.